Now we're back to the Martyr's Endurance, the Adeptus Amsecus, where I have to decide how to handle them and Chorda. That goes back to Footfall. I guess I was hoping I would get better options from Hieronymus and Octaviana, because those are people that we generally respect. But you've got nothing for me. Anything further from you? No. And Riza? We already talked to you as well. So yeah, our only option is we have to talk to Takara. And either we overthrow Chorda, either the heretical or iconoclast. Overthrow Chorda, or we arrest everyone here for the dogmatic. And while I don't think everyone here is worthy of death, and putting them under arrest is basically signing all of their death sentences, I don't think I can agree with taking down a rogue trader, particularly the best rogue trader of her house. Like the most righteous. Because someone else would then take up the mantle and be much worse. This isn't going to end all of House Chorda. But yeah, it is costing... I'm guessing plenty of the people she's killing are fairly innocent. Not necessarily innocent. A lot of them have done bad things, but not things worthy of just death. I'm gonna have to go dogmatic. Draw your weapon and shout, "In the name of the law, every insurgent present here is under arrest." Vladimir is lightning fast as he whips his pistol out of its holster and smiles. "I've missed this. Everyone, if I pay you thrones, that means you to battle." "Enough, Vladimir. I was hoping I could temper your pride, but you are too rooted in your arrogant and heretical ways. All you faithful to the Emperor, let us take a stand for his liege, Rogue Trader von Valentius."
Submit!
Okay, so
Are you ready to die?
we didn't get necessarily an option to side with Hieronymus, but Hieronymus is siding with us. So we've got him, a couple of his guards are on our side. Who knows who else? There's still a bunch of citizens who haven't joined the fight. It's kind of hard to tell how big this fight is, because as we go into the darkness out of our field of view, are there more enemies hiding back here? Don't know. None of these thugs really scare me. You do. Okay, some of these Vladimir's gunners and the combat servitor is a big deal. And then we have Vladimir himself, who's going to be a problem. Okay, so these, specifically these three thugs don't matter, but everyone else is kind of tough. Alright. How to arrange ourselves for this fight. I kind of like what we did before, where Cassia was up front and was able to just blast all of them. So if we tried that again, put Cassia here and then get everyone else out of here. Or we could put ourselves into... We can't put ourselves in that corner. Why not? Jai can get back here somewhere. A little far. Can't move? You have to be there? Pascal can go anywhere, so I'll put you out here to work on combat servitor. Heinrichs, you're back here, which seems fine-ish. Jai is back here. Yeah, Ulfar can't move. I guess it's just because he can't get by this gunner and they're not giving him movement. I don't know. It's weird that he has no ability to move. Same with ourselves. We can move between these 3 squares. I can't start here. Can this battle not start? Because I can't start next to these guys. Well, it's given me the option to start the battle. But Ulfar can't move. And I can't start in either of these positions. I have to be here. Has our limited movement actually made it so this fight can't start? No, it's letting it start even though I'm in an illegal position. Fantastic. I don't really want to be adjacent to them. That kills my plan of Cassia blasting in. But alright.
Me.
We'll go bring it down.
Lord Captain.
Start with igniting ourselves. I am actually inclined to do Firestorm right here. We do run and gun. I could Firestorm on myself. It does hit 3 of them. Versus if I did Melta instead, I could hit 2 of them. But harder. 2 for double damage versus 3 for just a single ignite damage. But this would also make them burning. At least I think it should. Yeah, go for it. Ulfar will get hit by this one, which isn't amazing.
Suits my purposes.
My Calamite hide is strong!
Oh, you're taking 22 fire damage. That's probably going to turn out poorly for you in the long run. I guess because I've got the points, I'll do Orchestrate Flames on myself. And then Inflame, which is going to do stupid damage to Ulfar. We might take Ulfar down really early in this fight on accident.
All too easy. Nothing of value has been lost.
Is in battle.
Okay.
Oceans bleed.
Got rid of one of your guys. Another one's nearly dead. Sure. Back to Cassia. We can do Inquisitor's Tenants, which will easily get us the points we need. Give more points to Ignatius.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Before we give him his extra turn.
In the name of House Orselio, I shall prevail.
That'll kill Vladimir and may kill that other guy in the corner.
Not a problem for me.
And you would think that upon Vladimir being killed, everyone else would immediately stop.
I am fear incarnate.
We'll use that so that I can
Nothing I
get more
can't do.
kills, and they'll actually count towards our momentum again. Which will be good if we get to Jai's turn, which we're not going to. But then she, having high momentum, could use the same ability to give us another free turn. Alright. Can I get an angle where I can usefully take out multiple people? I mean, if I went somewhere like here and then used Firestorm on myself again. If I use that here, I hit both of them for a good amount of damage, but I would also hit Jai, Cassia, and Ulfar again. Possibly I don't want to do that. If I was here and then tried to Melta... No, I don't hit both of them. And I doubt I can hit you through them. Yeah, there's just not a great way to get multiple enemies. There we go. That's something.
Suits my purposes. None shall survive!
There we go. I can run and gun again, which could get me over here to get both of them.
Already done.
Because from here I can get both of them and you, and have... No. Could I... From here, can I hit both of you? No, because you're out of line of sight. So I need to be in a position where I can see you guys. Maybe I should be taking out the combat servitor first. Oh, I don't want to be lined up with Hieronymus, actually. If I Melta here. So that's fine. And that's going to be fine. Alright, combat servitor first.
My tactics are flawless.
Actually, is Ignite sufficient? Ignite might be sufficient. I think I've got enough crit bonuses that I can trust in this.
Not a problem for me.
I was wrong. Either way, he should die at the start of his turn, which is what really matters.
Suits my purposes.
You guys down. We've crossed the threshold for Veil Degradation. You still are alive and you're not taking ongoing damage. So I probably want to hit you. What do we have left? Oh yeah, we've got the Thug there and then both of you that are basically dead. And I've got plenty of actions remaining. So we'll take you out. Let's take you out.
Already done.
And just because I can, we'll take you out. Oh, I didn't see you over there.
Nothing of value has been lost.
Oops. You're gonna actually live because I wasn't paying attention. Isn't that a shame? Actually, I could hit this again. No, I still think that won't be enough to kill you, but maybe. Oh, and it was. Perfect. Cyndia casts a damning glance at Vladimir, who is shifting about in a puddle of his own blood. She says sternly, Footfall will be relieved to know that law has been restored in every sector of the station at last. Footfall will be delighted to know that you're dead, you red-headed bitch. I would suggest a show of mercy. We have demonstrated our power. They will dare not rebel again. I'll judge them myself, execute these lowlifes. Most interesting. I hope you are creative in your punishments, Incendia. I'm going to push for mercy. I don't know if she'll accept it, and she might just kill Tokar anyway and then be merciful towards the others. But, yeah, a show of mercy. We've demonstrated our power. They will not dare rebel again. That is out of the question. I will not let them slip from the law's grasp again. With whom shall we begin, Ignatius? Let's convict Vladim. Requires dogmatic votary. Point at Riza. She is guilty. Her soul is full of corruption. Allow me to carry out her sentence personally. Point to Riza. She must face the tribunal. I'm an excellent, unholy man for your consideration. His name is Hieronymus Doloroso. Wow. Yeah. I think we'll take out Riza. She was just a pirate wanting to leave and save her skin. I didn't think there was anything particularly noble about her. Octaviana, I don't want necessarily to die because she seemed to be generally okay. And this is the dogmatic option. It's weird that the dogmatic option is take out Riza first by ourselves before we go after Vladim. But okay. Me? Riza bares her teeth and grabs her weapon and stares at the enforcers like a hunted beast. But I never fought against you. I never backed Vladim. And because of that, we are supposed to pardon you for your past offenses. Commoner Riza, you are charged with piracy, with aiding and abetting rebels, and with blasphemous heresy and worship of the ruinous powers. Ignatius, I grant you the right to enact the Emperor's justice. Feel a little bad, not overly bad, but a little bad. You think you can judge me? Riza whips out an amulet. That's true. When we talked to her, she was holding on to something. When we convicted her of darkness in her soul, she was holding on to something in her cloak that might have been a tattoo or an amulet or something. An amulet with a beast-fanged head crowned by horns. She looks at you, grinning ominously. You shouldn't have done that. I have something up my sleeve in case the worst came to the worst. I, Riza, reject your accursed justice and your accursed emperor. I accept the deal that was offered me and surrender myself to the edge of daybreak. Die, Ignatius von Valencius. So she had accepted an amulet of the ruinous powers, but didn't think that that marred her soul and that it was a backup just in case she needed it. The fanged head opens its mouth, roars, and spits a flaming arrow at you. You're trying to attack me with fire? Really? The gloomy premonition clouds the mind. Your hands fold swiftly into the sign of the Aquila, which meets the blow like a shield. Flickering flame runs down your fingers, leaving no burn marks. Before Riza can make sense of what happened, you whip out your weapon and wound her, making her fall to her knees before you. The amulet turns to ashes right in the pirate's hands. Huh. I mean, I would just assume that the fire wouldn't burn me. I'm a pyromancer, and a pretty good one. And then I used a weapon to wound her. Any last words, heretic, or do we just raise our weapon silently? I'll give her last words. I'm not a monster. The pirate holds out her hands, terrified. Spare me, your lordship. I beg you. I had no choice. I had to protect myself. Wait, let me... Riza takes out a small data slate and hands it to you. This contains the coordinates of my secret stash. You're welcome to everything in it. Just let me go, and you'll never see me again. Riza, by siding with the archenemy, you have betrayed the Emperor himself. For this, you are a heretic sentenced to death. Perish, heretic. Or just kill the servant of the archenemy. Yeah, you sided with the archenemy. For this, you are punished to death, or sentenced to death. The weapon in your hand starts glowing blindingly. Your holy attack atomizes Riza before she has time to utter her last curse. Wow, that explosion of guts. Faith, the shield and the smiting blade were gifted by the Emperor to his servants. I saw the light of our protector in you all along, Ignatius. I'm glad he chose you to enact his punishment. Chorda looks serene, and her voice has mellowed. Her face is completely calm, no longer visited by her nervous tic. Are we helping her get through what she was dealing with? Like pulling back from the madness? Which would make sense. For however long she's been here, not sleeping, just on stimulants, she's thought she alone had to hold the tide. Us showing up and standing with her probably gives her the feeling that she can relax a bit. That will take over while she, gets a nap, maybe. Chorda surveys the bar and asks in a ruthless voice, who will face trial next? Let's convict Vladimir. I hope we don't actually have to convict Hieronymus. He's generally a good guy. Son Tokara, I charge you before the Emperor's stern gaze, with contempt for the creed he gave us, with harboring lawless heretics, with crimes against his loyal servants, and with armed rebellion against his will. Yes, that's what they say about me, and what they say about you is that you're an obscure huffing maniac who kills people for sport. Vladimir, do you have anything to say in your defense? Your handling of Footfall has been overly harsh, Incendia. You share the blame for their rebellion. I mean, somewhat. Death is the Emperor's peace, and it must be earned. Let us turn him into a servitor on my ship. That will teach him obedience. Wow. I think going all the way to votary might be stepping a bit far. Where we are now willing to do the ultimate of the Emperor's will. Like, I'm curious to see where it goes. Continuing to follow the dogmatic. I don't even know if we're maxed out dogmatic, if votary is the max, or if it goes even farther. But we can servitorize him, which is probably worse than death. But they're lobotomized. Like, does he know that he's a servitor? And usually the case would be no. The law states these are hanging offenses. Iconoclast, I shall do it myself, kill him. Iconoclast, let him and his people atone by shedding blood in the Emperor's name. Interesting idea. Force him into a position where he has to fight for the Emperor. Like possibly make an Imperial Guardsman or something. Reticle, the people shall know. The people must know what happens to traitors, torture him to death, and broadcast his screams live on Footfall's Vox station to provide you with the best executioners for the occasion. Smile, let's dispose of him as he disposed of people. Let's throw him for a loop. Don't know what that means. I'm not going to try and spare Vladimir. I don't think he was necessarily a good person or good for Footfall. Servitorization feels like a lot. But ultimately, realistically, it's death either way. So yeah. Death is the Emperor's peace, and it must be earned. Let us turn him into a servitor on my ship. That will teach him obedience. There is truth in your words, Ignatius. Goodness is born of servitude. Vladimir Tokara, for your crimes you will undergo servitude, imperatus, imperpetuous, and be passed into the ownership of House von Valencius. Vladimir looks at you in disappointment. So you're denying me a quick death? Then again, an eternity as a mindless walking pile of scrap on your ship is better than another second next to this crazed monster. Chorda surveys the bar and asks in a ruthless voice, who will face trial next? I'm not... It'd be interesting to have her consider him, because having her see his deeds and say, potentially, he's done well enough, he's pardoned for whatever crimes he may have committed, could be interesting. But given that we are titling him in this case as an unholy man, I assume it's just set up to him being killed. And I don't want that. So, on that, we can conclude the trial. I don't think Hieronymus Doloroso has done anything that I feel is worthy of death. Hieronymus nods at you surreptitiously and folds his hands into the sign of the Aquila. Justice has been done. Enforcers arrest the lesser rebels. They will face trial in due course. Incendia's voice is majestic and imperious, causing everyone to bow their heads in obedience. Thank you for your aid in cleansing the cleansing and footfall, Ignatius. The Emperor protects. Gain 500 reputation with the Drusians. Nice. So several of those individuals that we murdered were key people for trading. And I'm not sure what happens. Like, now that Tokara is gone, who do we trade with for his faction? And I think Rizzo is also one of the faction leaders we trade with. I mean, we never actually trade with any of them, so it doesn't really matter. Well, I don't think we need 3 of these great swords, but I'll keep 1. We definitely don't need these. Just basic las guns. I'll keep one of the chain swords just in case it's better than what we have already. Armor 65 with a 75% dodge penalty. More armor against humans. And more perception. Interesting, we'll keep one of them. And then I will, of course, keep all of our large medkits. So that's that. Anyone left to search? Seems not. Alright, level ups. So we could grab a new psychic direction. Sanctus still seems interesting, but it's mostly for melee range. So we could go cautious or confident approach. More dodge and parry, or more dodge reduction and parry reduction, and ignoring cover. Neither of those matter. Or at least dodge reduction and parry reduction doesn't matter because psychic powers don't give dodge ability. Minus 10 penalty if failed. Impact damage, piercing damage, energy, and other damage inflicted blind the target. Gain 10 movement points. That could be good. Okay, that one's definitely tempting. And then Wildfire. Costs 0 AP and will not count towards the attack limit per turn. Both of these are really good. More movement or a free attack. I think free attack is definitely more important, but that one I'll probably get next time. We can't get willpower, sadly. Willpower is the only one that matters. Agility allows us to dodge and get initiative. So probably keep boosting agility, I guess. Technically we're a soldier and so we could boost ballistics, but we never use our gun. Alright, Pascal. For you... all enemies hit to run away. More movement. Just doesn't seem that important for Pascal. Ranged attack doesn't matter. More movement. I don't think I'm going to use any of this. But sure, we'll grab that. Can't grab weapon skill. Let's go intelligence. We're getting to the point where we're running out of really useful abilities. Good heal or cost 50 momentum. Yikes. So this is basically another option for our when our powers, when our momentum's high. Whatever those abilities are called. Till the end of combat, the weapon in the psyker's hand is replaced by a sword made of sheer will. Single target attack and an area attack, like a two-handed sword. Can be used to release a cone of fire or a line of fire, like a flamer. Damage is the same as that of Purged Soul, which gets bonuses against Chaos Worshippers, Trukari, and demons. Okay. If he was using a force weapon, all the bonuses from the force weapon remain. And a +4 damage. Interesting. I think I'd rather just go with a heal to everyone. Maybe that's not that important. What about metabolic overcharge? Target gains an extra turn. Doesn't say that you can make multiple attacks on this extra turn, but I'm always good with giving extra turns. And then ability score upgrades, probably weapon skill. Turn that to a round number. What about you? Mend reality I've marked. Alright, that would protect us. I don't think I'm ever going to actually use this. I mean, that's probably the problem with most of these. And that one looks pretty good. Just a whole bunch of damage. When burning, psykers suffer additional damage every time they use psychic powers, and demons every time they attack or use psychic powers. Is that by burning? Do they just mean the burning effect, which we apply to ourselves, and therefore this would be terrible? Or do they mean soul burn? Because this just is an area effect that makes our character die instantly. That's bad news. All incoming warp damage increased by 30%. Whoa. I mean, it's really only on one target. So if I'm trying to just beat down one target, that would help. But usually, I'm fighting a whole group. Yeah, we'll just go with Immolate Soul. I think it's fine. Can't boost your willpower, which sadly is the only thing that matters for you. Perception and Fellowship, I guess, are okay. We'll boost Fellowship to get it to a round number. Jai, who I'm probably never going to use again after this mission. Sure, giving you an extra attack I think is fine, since you've got a plasma weapon. Let's see. Can't go with Fellowship. Could boost your ballistics. I think I will. And lastly, Ulfar. What are we going to do with you? Give you an extra attack. Or Reckless Rush to get you into a fight better. Because you're sort of split between weapon skill and ballistic skill. I think extra attacks feels good. Keep boosting strength? Or do I get his toughness? I don't think toughness matters for him. Let's round out your strength. No, your strength is already... Let's keep boosting weapon and ballistic skill, I think. Make you attack better, or hit better, rather than do more damage if you hit. I think that's fine. So, Octaviana is still alive. Do you have anything further to say after all of that? Upon noticing you, Octaviana quickly bows. Judging by her expression, she is trying her hardest to conceal her fear. What will it be, sir? Lowering her voice, Octaviana adds, I have a private message for your lordship. The Casablanca mission has tasked me with expressing their eagerness to continue their partnership with House von Valencius. My colleagues would like to assure you that they had no stake in Vladimir Tokar's activities that incurred your displeasure, and do not view his personal misfortunes as an act of hostility on your part. You are, as before, our valued and respected partner. So, she's now taking up the trade with the Casablanca mission. So you're with the Casablanca 2. I attacked one of your own. You have no intention of seeking revenge. I wish to make a deal with the Casablanca mission. What happens to you and the Amsekas now? I wish to make an announcement. I wish I knew what that announcement was before I make it. What happens to you and the Amsekas now? Octaviana shrugged sullenly. I don't know if Footfall even needs the Amsekas anymore. I might have to close up shop and start some new business, but the enforcers don't bother us anymore. Vladimir was the problem. He forgot he was a smuggler and started playing the rebel. Without him around, the Casablanca found some room for maneuver and began negotiating with the new authorities. In the current chaos, the mission is able to offer ships, connections, and resources that justify a more tolerant disposition from House Chorda. So you're with the Casablanca too? That's right. There are far more Casablancan agents in the Expanse than most people think. We prefer to operate discreetly. It's as simple as that. Why reveal the entire network when you can do business through a few public contacts? But I'm used to represent our interests on Footfall. Now our leadership wants me to become the face of our organization. It's a dangerous position to be in. I attacked one of your own and you have no intention of seeking revenge? We are a business enterprise, not a blood fraternity. In a situation where one rogue trader is encroaching upon our assets, we would rather secure the support of another house than feud with it, and Vladimir's death makes no difference. Come to think of it, his fall was only a matter of time. He let his guard down and started making mistakes. He signed his own death warrant when he decided to go against Chorda instead of looking for ways to negotiate. What you did was just the finishing touch. I wish to make an announcement. Octaviana nods, fills her lungs with air, and yells out in a booming voice, Hey you, bums, layabouts, crooks, shut your traps. His Lordship Ignatius von Valencius, who has graciously honored us with his presence today, is about to speak. The bar quiets down and all eyes turn to you expectantly. Forget what Footfall once was. Henceforth, this station will serve as a bastion of law and pious trepidation. The Emperor protects. Footfall's fate has been decided, but it costs many their lives. Let us honor their memory. I shall be brief. This was a glorious victory, and so I shall be paying for everyone's drinks this day. Interesting. I don't like to, because that's sort of honoring the memories of those who, like the pirates and whatnot. I mean, he could be saying that the, Arbites and whatnot that died on the good side we'd be honoring, but it's not clear. Clearly stating that this is going to be a lawful place versus just stating it was a glorious victory where we killed all the rogues and villains. It's kind of saying the same thing, but this one's saying it in nicer terms and giving them drinks. I don't know. I shall be brief. This was a glorious victory, and so I shall be paying for everyone's drinks this day. A deafening wave of jubilation washes over the room. From every direction, you hear shouts of praise for you and House von Valencius. Octaviana joins in while readying bottles and tankards. She knows what will happen the moment you leave the bar. I lost valuable suppliers of equipment in the conflict between Tokara and Chorda. Did I? As for old Riza, I have good news for you. Yes, she passed on, but her hordes of plunder are still on footfall. One numbskull from her crew is always hanging about the bar. You should talk to him. You'll recognize him by his daft way of speaking and his stuttering. I'll be going. Until next time, sir. So there's someone hanging by the bar.
Follow my lead.
We've straight up xenos here. Seriously? When we were in cages, we got fed and we got zapped, but nothing else besides that. Oh no, these are the xenos that were mutants in cages that we ordered them to stop with. Now we aren't getting any food, and on top of the zapping, there's hitting and kicking and stabbing too. I want to go back to my cage. Sorry. So there's someone who probably should have a name that we can trade with. Supposedly at the bar.
Victory awaits.
I don't know. Just seeing a bunch of nameless citizens. Suspicious prowlers. Vagabonds, citizens. Alright, well, whatever. We don't actually need to trade with Riz's people. I wonder if that opens up our ability to talk to the Inquisitor now. Now that everything here is finally settled down. Alright, so we're back to here.
A new challenge for me?
Position troops. So... yeah, this is where she's doing her judgments. Apparently still. With the guy that she's eating the brain of. Let's try talking to her. Anything further? Incendia, who is engaging in reading one of her many parchments, greets you with a voice that is sonorous and solemn. Ignatius von Valencius, I am pleased to see you in this dark hour, when all the filth of the expanse has caught the scent of freedom and crawled to the surface. It is comforting to see a faithful ally at my side. Together we shall finish the purging of footfall and restore order to every system in the Empire, or in the Expanse. Your sins have deprived me of several suppliers of valuable equipment. I don't think I need to state that. I bid you farewell. Take joy in the sight of a new and transformed footfall. Incendia tiredly closes her eyes, then pulls out a small book of Drusian prayers and starts reading. A serene smile soon spreads across her face. I guess probably the accusing Hieronymus would have been about the fact that he was involved in killing off her whole house and raising her in torture to become who she is. Because that's the only thing he confessed to that was wicked. And that would have probably turned out very poorly if we had...
Weakness.
Palace is presently closed, so we can't go in there even now. Interesting. So I guess we just need to leave Footfall now. That strikes me as odd. So be it. We don't want to go to the Amsekis. return to the ship. And maybe something will trigger on the ship when we get there? I don't know. I would have thought that the Inquisitor would want to talk to us at some point, but maybe not. Maybe we need to get both rogue traders sorted out. We've kind of dealt with her situation, so maybe we need to go deal with Winterscale. Yeah, no event taking place here. Let's talk to Jai. Since we saved her friends. Serene.
Oh, glorious son of dozens of worlds and billions of subjects. Have you come to converse with Jai Hidari about the sweetness of her soul? Or do you wish to speak to a trade representative of the Imperium? Well, does the guise of one of the most powerful people in the Expanse suit me?
Jai remained staunchly serious for a few moments before filling the bridge with her gentle laughter. You're beautiful no matter the guise, Jai. I would like to see the real you as often as possible. I don't think so. You are not committed enough for this burden. Yeah, I'd rather you be yourself rather than taking on this guise. I mean, there is the complimenting her, but since apparently we've already accidentally started a romance with Iliad as well, I don't want to be complimenting Jai because that would probably also start an accidental romance. I'd like to see the real you as often as possible.
You sure about that, my lord? That can be arranged. Oh my, I beg your forgiveness, Shireen. I'm pretty sure the real me would earn herself a one-way trip to the airlock before the end of her first watch.
Jai puts her fist on her hip and clucks her tongue, the very picture of a guardswoman. And the sidelong look from the surrounding officers prompts her to burst into laughter. How's your gang faring, Jai?
Like you need to ask Shireen. These Ashmags and Kashas are tenacious. They lick their wounds faster than the Arji themselves. Tora finally got an implant for her jaw. Now she can speak properly instead of braying like a toothless donkey. She's been recruiting strapping guys and gals too, because Falco culled our ranks. May the Arji savage the soul of that interstellar piranha.
You said you wanted to reflect on what has happened?
Oh yes, Shireen. And here is what I think. Since the day we first met, I have been tossed about like a boat in a storm. Battered, dashed against the rocks, lashed by the waves. And then I was flung onto the shore, and a fabulous gift washed up beside me. A precious pearl of the deep. The Mercatum Tabula Officiale.
Jai pauses to catch her breath. And Jai gives a vigorous nod.
And you know what? I enjoyed it. Yes, I was slammed face first into the rocks and was up to my neck in water. But I finally had a taste of freedom. Just a smidge. Just a little bit. But it was enough to make me dream of it every night. Void, crack and take the Kasbalika and the cold trade. As for our mutual business, Shireen, I will remain your loyal partner if you desire. An equal partner.
She utters the last few words with particular vehemence. This is your choice to make, Jai. All I can do is support it. That does not sound like a good choice, Jai. Or do as you see fit. I don't know if... calling us an equal... I guess an equal partner in your business seems fine. If you're wanting to be an equal partner in my business, no. You don't get half of my worth. This is your choice to make, Jai. All I can do is support it.
Then it is decided. Starting today, I will sail toward the future I choose. What a thrill it will be to ride the waves wherever they want to take me.
And then immediately just say, get off my ship. I'll see you later.
Oh, I have no doubt you will.
Jai laughs and bids you a farewell with a wink. Alright. Might as well say our prayers while we're standing here. Get bonuses in the next mission. And then where do we go from here? We look at our journal. So we still have to figure out what's going on with the Gene Stealers from Chapter 2. Lord Inquisitor is not seeing any visitors on account of being preoccupied with matters of import. However daring it may sound, his lordship has no other way of meeting with Calcazar other than waiting to be summoned. Yeah, so we're just waiting on that. So the only other thing to do is to go deal with Caligos Winterscale. So it is time to discuss the findings and discoveries with the very entity that asked the rogue trader for his help in the first place. So talk to Nomos. Definitely want to do that while we're here. Travel to Dargonus. For House Wassarian, good. Adira's, we don't know where to go. And Heinrichs wants us to go to Phaeton 4. The development project, we're working on that. Cabela wishes to attend another social function on Dargonus. So we've got a couple of missions to take us to Dargonus. Don't know if we're going to do that right away. Possibly. Probably before we go to the main quest with Winterscale. Ooh, we have something going on here on Vibos 6. Okay, no projects that we need to deal anything with. So we have to go to Vibos 6 soon. And no new locations have opened up, it seems. Besides, there was... yeah, that one. Reach the system mentioned in Emelina's message. Right, no, we were going to talk to Nomos. Forgot about that. Let's do that before we head out. Come on, we were just on the bridge. You don't need to reload it all. Alright. Nomos should be over here. Massive figure of the Malatic Asclepius is frozen before the cogitator in a praying pose. Without raising his head, he addresses you. I salute the ruler of this ship. I see you found your great spirit, Asclepius. I have found a miracle, and the end of my worldly road. I have never seen and never will see anything more meaningful than the spirit of Nomos. In the face of its multitude, we are all nothing but the fixed values of an erroneous function. I must take my leave. Cybergargoyle's gaze tracks you as you walk away from the cogitator. Was that it? No. You're supposed to talk to Nomos. But I tried talking to Nomos, and it went to Asclepius. Nomos are here. What do you want to talk about? What have you been doing, Nomos? We've been studying, observing, helping the ship when we can. You read the databank recovered from Theodora's cache, and you said the incident marked the beginning of Nomos. What did you mean by that? Yes, Nomos, remember. You brought us data sustenance, and it contained a name, Epitaph. We recognized it. No, not like that. In that name, we recognized the place where Nomos originate. So we've read all of this before. I'm wondering if there's going to be something new. Nomos suddenly falls silent. Symbols race chaotically across the screen of the huge cogitator, and you hear an almost human groan come from the depths of the machine. Nomos understand, realize, comprehend themselves. For a moment, there is silence, broken only by the moans of the huge machine, and then the cybergargoyle begins to speak, and with it, the other servitors chosen by Nomos. We have analyzed the data with which you sated us, and we have recreated the sequence of events. First, there was Epitaph. It is a world, but it is merely a case, a container for something we cannot name and cannot understand. Theodore and this ship have been to that place. Something was lifted up from the world, a gift, a trusted priest in crimson, one who identified himself as Amernat, comprehended the gift raised from Epitaph, and from it he created what the databanks list as a tech blight. It's probably not a good thing. But that is not how Nomos came into being. We were not invented, we were not freed, we came into being by accident. The Chorus of Servitors sounds genuinely confused, almost desperate. Theodore's ambition, the myriad mechanisms of the huge ship, Amernat's mind, the inquisitive attempts to comprehend and extract, the dormant blight, the dormant epitaph, what lies hidden in its depths, and between it all, we slipped in, connected, and emerged like an electrical discharge between the poles. Accident, incident, that is what we are. We have no purpose, no history. Nomos just are. Do you know where this epitaph is? The data is gone, deleted, erased, deliberately. We cannot trace who did it or why. A tech blight. A gift, but a terrible one. You would call it a weapon. Theodore coveted it. She needed it desperately, but we do not know why. How's Amernat involved in this? He desired knowledge. Theodore allowed him to explore the gifts of Epitaph, slaking his thirst, but we know it did not bring him happiness. In the footprints of his slaked thirst, fear followed. Blessed Amernat was involved in the birth of the spirit named Nomos. I do not believe for a moment that he could have been frightened by this miracle. It was not us he feared. He did not know us, but only suspected. His mental processes were occupied by the tech blight. That was what he feared. He wanted protection from it. The ship was on Epitaph. Amernat traveled aboard it, investigating the tech blight, and Nomos was born as a result of an incident. So, how was it possible that no one in the crew knew the whole truth? The truth was hidden deliberately. Your officers' memories were stolen. All the cogitators' memory banks were wiped. It took you feeding us the truth bit by bit for us to piece it together and understand. Who has the resources, the knowledge, and the power to accomplish such a feat? It would have been beyond the capabilities of the blessed Amernat himself, and he would never destroy knowledge. This story disturbs me. It sounds like an echo of the sacrilege, whose name is the preservation of ignorance. The spirit of Nomos must be protected from the encroachment of that power that tried to conceal the truth of its birth. Enough about the past. Let us talk about the future. You do, in fact, have a purpose, Nomos. Then tell us, what is our purpose? Serve the light and truth and greatness that is the Imperium. Simply live, comprehending yourself and the world. Life does not need a purpose to justify itself. To be my servant, my blade, a force to be reckoned with by all. This feels like dogmatic, iconoclast, and heretical. To serve the light and truth and greatness that is the Imperium. To serve the light, to serve the Imperium. The Chorus of Servitors dutifully repeat your words, but seemingly without understanding them. Nomos is preoccupied. A huge cogitator continues to sing its creaking song, running unknown calculations. Blessed be this spirit. This is Asclepius. Blessed be this spirit. A great path and a great future lie before it, and we must assist it on its way. I must take my leave. Cybergargoyle's gaze tracks you as you walk away from the cogitator. Okay, so we've gotten a little bit farther in that quest line. Out of curiosity, where are we? We are only at rank 3 is votary. Oh dear, we are at rank 4, which is fanatic. But we haven't yet reached a point where things are asking for us to be fanatic. And then there's zealot, which we are nearly to. We have nearly maxed out the dogmatic track. Yikes. So once we reach one of your branches reaches rank 3 votary, it becomes the main focus, and we can't get the others above rank 2. Okay, so we have maxed out iconoclast because we can't go up to votary, and we haven't put a single point into heretical yet. Not terribly surprising. Okay. So that resolves Nomos. Let's get back out there and figure out where we're going to go next.